I'll tell you what, I love Mr. Perfect Curt Hennig. I'm very, very sorry that he passed away. And in a 21-year career, I would say the 4 months that I spent with Curt Hennig and got to be a nemesis of, whatever I was, a piece of gum on the boot of Hulk Hogan, those 4 months were the greatest 4 months of my career. I got three main events in Madison Square Garden. We broke box office records in places like Los Angeles Sports Arena and the Myriad in Oklahoma City. I don't think they call it that anymore, but they keep changing the names and demolishing buildings. That's how I know I'm getting older. And Mr. Perfect Curt Hennig was the consummate professional. And I'm very sorry that he passed away too soon.
You guys were such a great pairing, and you guys, when you destroyed Hogan's WWF title back then, that was a complete shocker. And then for the fact that you actually have a victory over Hulk Hogan was a big shock. So you said that was a great moment in your career. Does that hold up for you over time? Those kind of memories where, you're beating the Hulkster, who's the number one guy, you're destroying the title belt?
Well, if you go on geniuslannypoffo.com, you will find that I've got selective amnesia over my career. Those are the only great moments that I want to remember.
I got you. And, at that point in time, it was just so great with you and Perfect. And it definitely felt like a longer period of time. I don't know, maybe it's the fan in me. I felt like it was even longer than those 4 months that you said. It felt like you and Perfect were together for a while, but I guess that's just the staying power in our minds as fans, that you and Perfect had that awesome chemistry.
Right. It all ended at WrestleMania and 6. And then, I got faded out, and that's what happens. It's like one is in jail, the other's just visiting. I was just visiting. It's like the bum of the month club, but it was my turn, and it was fantastic. And I drank from the silver chalice of success for one brief shining moment, and it was all worth it.
Was a great run, though, and that's pretty much what a lot of fans consider the golden era of the WWF. Would you agree at that period that those were the larger-than-life characters? Those were the, really the guys that the fans remember more than anything?
Well, I don't want to be one of those old-timers that knock the stars today. I mean, they're trying to make a living, too, and hopefully a fortune. And they risk their lives every night. The only advantage that we had over them is we didn't have writers and they did. Once you have writers that how are you going to have a personality like Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Rowdy Roddy Piper, Macho Man Randy Savage, Jake the Snake Roberts, Mr. Perfect Curt Hennig? We didn't use writers. We did it ourselves. And until they start firing the writers, they're never going to have the personalities, because it's going to sound like people reading. And that's what they're doing. They are reading. They're memorizing lines and reading. And it's just too cookie cutter. They are great athletes. They deserve to make a living and a fortune. It's just that they are handcuffed by the cookie cutter.